It's
Oh.
not properly audible.
Now how it is?
Yeah, it's good, sir.
I reduced because actually internet has gone everywhere in Chennai for 2,500 people. So we
Okay.
connected through mobile.
Okay.
You are the chairman now presently.
Yes, sir. Now I am the chairman, and our secretary Amarnath is also here.
Good.
Yeah.
Invitation was very impressive and
Thank you.
very interesting program.
Yes, sir.
Very quick roles are there for CAs.
Yes, sir.
We will complete by 6:50 and then let them ask questions.
Sure.
Questions. Yes. So it is all people are coming to the institute or from remote place?
No, sir. From remote places. Each one will join from their own places itself.
Good.
Yes, sir.
How many members are there in the Guntur branch?
For member's sake, we have around 1,000 plus. But going to practice is 200 plus, sir, from Guntur. Yes.
You got this one, introductory profile also.
Your profile is with us, sir. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we have received.
You're also in practice, huh?
Yeah, I'm into practice, sir.
My father was chartered accountant, and also my cousin brother was past president of CA Institute.
Oh.
1986.
His good name, sir?
R. Balakrishnan. It was in 1986-87. Vice president and president.
Wow. Very good to know. Sir, our regional council member and ex-officio of Guntur branch, Muppala Subba sir also has joined.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Sir, people will slowly start joining, sir. Before that, shall we start, sir?
Yes, we can start.
It's already 17 members are there, 18
Right.
almost. Yeah, people will slowly join.
Yes.
Start, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Amarnath, sir, please start.
Okay. Good evening, all, and good evening to our chief guest, Sri RCM, Sri CM Muppala garu, and good evening to today's speaker, Sri Subramanian garu. Welcome to today's session MSME, organizing by Guntur branch of SIRC of ICAI. With this brief introduction, I am welcoming. I am handing over the proceedings to Chairman Sri C. Vangala Bhargavi garu.
Thank you, Amarnath, sir. Good evening, dear members. Welcome you all for this today's program, CS role in MSMEs, organized by Guntur branch of SIRC of ICAI on this World MSME Day. So a brief about MSME, those who are not aware or those who are not into this MSME registrations and all. So the World MSME Day is observed annually on June 27th. So that's why we are conducting this MSME program today. The United Nations General Assembly had in April 2017 designated June 27 as a World MSME Day. The day serves as a reminder that small enterprises provide sustainable development goals, encourage innovation, and provide a livelihood to millions. The World MSME Day this year is being observed under the theme of Resilience and Rebuilding, MSMEs for Sustainable Development. As we all know that micro, small and medium enterprises are considered to be backbone of India's socio-economic development. MSMEs have emerged as the second largest employment generating sectors after agriculture. The sector is a key driver of employment growth and considerably contributes to the country's GDP by manufacturing a wide range of products and services. Challenge for successive governments has been to grow the economy while at the same time generate quality jobs in a large numbers every year. By supporting the development of grassroots entrepreneurs to set up their own MSME units. So that's why we can suitably address the problem of youth unemployment. Local unemployment can be reduced through micro, small and medium-sized firms which in turn can help to correct regional economic imbalances. The rise of the sustainable MSME sector has resulted in the creation of local job possibilities, as we are all seeing, which has helped to mitigate the population surge in megacities. So with this brief, I request all the members to participate in this program till the end and know what is our role in this MSME sector and how better we can serve the economy, how we can serve better the economy. So with this, now I request our today's chief guest, CM Muppala Subba sir, Regional Council Member, Ex-Officio of Guntur branch, to give a brief of today's program. Sir, over to you. Sir, please unmute yourself, sir.
Thank you, Bhargavi. Good evening, Secretary and other managing committee members, and today's speaker, Dr. R. Subramanian from Chennai.
Yes.
And the ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to all of you. As all of you know, today we are observing the MSME Day. If we log into the website of Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, it gives us enormous knowledge and schemes. There is an e-book on schemes available of MSME. There are a number of schemes available for the benefit of the MSME enterprises. As a financial advisor, we have to equip with the knowledge relating to the schemes and subsidies available for MSME sector. Today's speaker is a mentor for a number of enterprises, especially in Tamil Nadu and Pondicherry. And just now I came to know that he is the brother of past President R. Balakrishnan. I welcome you, sir, for today's meeting for our Guntur branch. And also, we can utilize his services even in Andhra Pradesh also for mentoring the enterprises or his services. We can also utilize, sir. We will utilize, sir, your services.
Definitely,
I request members to listen carefully and have knowledge of the MSME. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Subba sir. And Subramanian sir was so kind and generous. Immediately, I have approached him just 4 days back. So when I asked him to give a session, he readily accepted. Sir, thank you so much for that.
Thank you. Welcome.
Sir, before going to sir's session, there is a message from the president of ICAI regarding this MSME Day. Now I request our branch, Guntur branch, to play the video of president regarding MSME Day. Guntur branch, please play the video.
Dear colleagues, today we are celebrating International Day for MSMEs, and I, on behalf of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, congratulate all of you for being part of this special occasion. As per the report, MSMEs contribute 6.11% of the country's manufacturing gross domestic product and 24.63% of the GDP through services activity. CAs are business solution providers for MSMEs in fulfilling the objective of self-reliant India. Development of the MSME segment is paramount to achieve the objective of Atmanirbhar Bharat, rural economic development, employment generation, and for poverty reduction. Small and medium practitioners are the mainstay of the chartered accountancy profession, empowering the MSMEs across the country. As a total business solution provider, chartered accountants are equipped with all essential expertise. Our SMPs are working across the country with MSMEs to improve their competitiveness by enabling them to adopt best management practices, leverage government schemes, and bring in innovations to make India a global production hub. To facilitate the members to get involved in this area, Institute is launching ICAI MSME Setu program, where ICAI, through the Committee on MSME and Startup, will establish the linkage between ICAI and prospective MSMEs in aspirational districts as a key strategy for enhancing the productivity and competitiveness as well as capacity building of MSMEs. Today, ICI is also launching MSME Yatra, wherein in 75 days, 75 programs. I once again congratulate you on this occasion and urge you to get involved in the MSME related programs of the Institute.
It is said that small businesses are the lifeblood of our economy. The micro, small and medium enterprises, popularly known as MSMEs, have undoubtedly played an integral role towards the inclusive growth of our country and have touched the lives of millions of citizens. They contribute more than 30% to India's GDP. Our members too are largely in the small and medium practice area, and their clients also are largely MSMEs. To commemorate their incredible contribution towards transforming business ecosystem, the United Nations declared on June 27th as World Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Day, that is the World MSME Day in the year 2017. Since then, this day is observed to mark contribution of these industries in implementation of the SDGs. When the pandemic ravaged entire supply chain, the MSMEs exhibited utmost resilience and have evolved and digitized their processes significantly by adopting new age financial products. The Government of India has been extremely supportive towards promoting the growth of MSMEs by introducing several financial benefits and subsidies targeted to MSMEs. When the country aspires to become a $5 trillion economy, the government at the center and state levels are taking enormous number of steps to ensure that the MSMEs have a huge role to play in this $5 trillion economy dream that India has set for itself. ICI, as a true partner in nation building, has always supported the initiatives of the government by propagating them amongst the 3.5 lakh chartered accountants and over 8 lakh students that we have. I call upon all of you to join hands with the Committee on MSME and Startup of the ICI to promote MSMEs and the schemes related to MSMEs to create further professional opportunities for our members. I once again congratulate each one of you on this occasion and expect enthusiastic support towards the initiatives of the Institute, as we have always been a partner in nation building and ensured that the activities of the government are propagated through our branches and regional councils. I once again wish all of you a very, very happy MSME Day.
Dear Professor Collector, as chairman of the committee of the MSME and Startup, I extend my best wishes to all of you on International MSME Day and extend my sincere thanks to all and every stakeholders of the MSME for celebrating International MSME Day on this 27th of June. And my committee for MSME and Startup, and we are happy to share that more than 100 programs are being conducted across the country today under the aegis of the Committee for MSME and Startup. MSME sector contributes significantly to the economic and social development of the country by fostering entrepreneurship, generating employment, and by acting an ancillary to the large industries. The government has prioritized this sector in the recent year as they are considered crucial in achieving the objective of $5 trillion economy by 2024. To achieve this basket of the scheme have been rolled out over the years by the central government. The primary responsibility of promotion and development of the MSME is of the state government is like with the charter. However, the government of India supplements effort of the all state government through various initiatives. The role of MSME and its organization is to assist the state in their effort to encourage entrepreneurship, employment, and livelihood opportunities and enhance the competitiveness of MSME in the changing economic scenario. With the growth of Indian economy and employment generation capabilities, the MSME are considered to be the backbone of the national economic structure. I extend my sincere thanks to the all dignitaries from the central and state government gracing today's function across India and all the participants. Wish you a happy International Day, MSME Day to all of you. Thank you very much.
Dear colleague, I, C.A. Raj Chawla, as Vice Chairman of the Committee on MSME and Startup, extend my best wishes to all of you on this International MSME Day and extend my sincere thanks to my dynamic Chairman, C.A. Dheeraj Khandelwal ji, for this opportunity. Series of programs are being conducted across the country today under his leadership. MSME sector is vital for national development and has been recognized for the giving all possible support to its all-round development in utmost all states. I would just like to add that as part of the MSME market development assistance scheme, the central government follows a price and purchase preference report lighting around many articles. These are grant or reimbursement for training, infrastructure support and ISO certification in view of enhancing the quality concept in performance of the MSME. The primary responsibility of the promotion and development of MSME is the state government. However, the Government of India supplements efforts of the state government through various initiatives. The role of the Ministry of MSME and its organization is to assist the states in their efforts to encourage entrepreneurship, employment and livelihood opportunities and enhance the competitiveness of MSME in the changed economic scenario. Further, in order to promote clean energy use in manufacturing and enhance the cost effectiveness, there is provision of reimbursement of project cost toward these goals for MSME sector units. There is similar provision for expenditure incurred for the implementation of clean technology, preparation of audit report and subsidies for licensing products according to national and international standards. Now, all these areas have lot of opportunity for our chartered accountants to get involved in this work. I extend my sincere thanks to the dignitaries from central and state government gracing today's function across the nation and participants. I wish happy International MSME Day and Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
So those were the messages from President, Vice President, Chairman and Vice Chairman of MSME. So now let me request our Secretary, Sri Amarnath sir, to give a brief profile of today's speaker, R. Subramanian sir. Amarnath sir, over to you.
Thank you, madam. Now I am presenting a brief profile of today's speaker, Sri Subramanian garu. Dr. R. Subramanian is a founder and CEO of Mind-Based Projects and Training Private Limited, Chennai. He is a postgraduate in Commerce, Public Administration and Business Administration, Doctorate in Financial Derivatives, CMA from USA, Global Chartered Accountant from UK. He worked in Deloitte as Project Finance Head. He has a corporate experience of 18 years plus and teaching and training experience of 32 years plus. He has published in 45 journals, 70 magazines, author of 2 books. He has done more than 500 training programs and have trained approximately 2,700 budding entrepreneurs, mentors for entrepreneurs from 1991 for Telangana for TN government, advisor MSME, TN and Pondicherry. Recently conducted programs for startups throughout Tamil Nadu and Kerala for 26,500 plus participants. He can help in preparing business plan, project reports, facilitating project finance through equity, VC, and angel investors, debt financing from banks and NBFCs. He is a visiting faculty of IIM Business School and many leading institutions. With this brief profile, I am handing over the session to today's speaker, Sri Dr. R. Subramanian Garu, to continue. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you, all of you from Guntur, Chairman, Vice Chairman, Secretary, for your nice introduction. That was a very good speech by the President and on the International MSME Day. Good evening, all the members. Very allied group. My father was a chartered accountant in 1946, actually. 1949, the institute was formed. Some affinity, I did the same program last July, August, earlier. And it is a very interesting one. Lot of good opportunities, as they actually say, is good. And many recent developments. So it will be an interesting one. I start with the PPT, then we proceed along. All God's grace. I will share the screen is not coming. I can share from here. Yes. Give me 1 or 2 minutes. I'll come back. I think you are able to see now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, see, this is the main welcome, self-reliant India, Atmanirbhar. As we say, we need to be like that. Having seen for the last 2 years, the kind of situation is happening, and for last 6 to 7 months on the international war, every individual should be independent. Your profession is the highest noble profession in terms of integrity, highest ethics, commitment. Many people are required from your side for helping for not only for MSME, indicate of help. Lot of new laws have come, new changes have come. Actually, I'm teaching for CS from 1988, and I can see the dimension of different state changes which are happening. We will move along as we see what exactly is happening. Today, I like to give an agenda like that. Micro, small, medium enterprise, manufacturing, service sector. What are the new changes have come? What kind of opportunities are ahead? Then about Udayam registration and MSME certification, MSME loan schemes. Then the main key role of chartered accountants as a financial advisor. Then we'll have the question hour session. So it's the macro perspective which I want to present. Now, this is the international MSME Day, as all of them have said. Basically, we should create public awareness. And as the chairman rightly said, resilience and rebuilding. You need to give them pep up. That is why when I given a small write-up in the introduction, startups are very important in India. Whether it is unicorn or fintech, startups are very, very important. And many people, they don't know how they can start a venture. That is why this ICT Academy, which is the Government of India and the Tamil Nadu government collaboration with Cognizant Technology, organized from last July for 9 months across Tamil Nadu and Kerala. And on a particular day, 1,000 people are attending, some day 500, like that. 26,500 have been trained in how you can start a venture. It's the basic important thing, because entrepreneurs are created, then only jobs can be created in the long run. And as long as like that it is there, then the growth of a country will be much better and we have a bigger role to play. Having said that, we will see the new definition before starting further. Micro, small and medium is a new definition. Then we'll move along what are the kind of systems which you can apply. Micro units. MSME will now be called as micro units. If they have investments up to 1 crore and turnover of less than 5 crore. This is recently with the finance ministry, they changed the areas. The definition earlier was an investment criteria of up to 10 lakh for service. MSME is earlier at 25 lakh of manufacturing. For service, it is 10 lakhs, and for 25 for manufacturing. As you are very clear, manufacturing and service sector come under the ambit of this act. Trading is not part of this. Small units. For MSME to be defined as a small unit, its investment limit has been raised from 5 crore to 10 crore with a turnover of less than 50 crore. This applies to all MSMEs, including the service enterprises, which earlier came under investment of up to 2 crore. Anyway, I'll be sharing the PPT. You can go through that later. Medium units, enterprises with investments of up to rupees 20 crore with turnover of less than 100 crore will now be called as medium units. Earlier, the investment limit for medium units was up to 10 crore and service enterprises up to 5 crore. This is the actual present definition with which we will proceed on with the manufacturing MSMEs units as of now. Then, the list of 40 items are covered for MSME schemes. MSME schemes is a huge one. Now, in last 2 years, till this May, they have added many things more. And they are given a booklet, as he rightly said, all combination of the schemes. It is being prepared by National Institute of Micro and Small Medium Enterprise Institute. It is actually in Andhra Pradesh. It is actually in Telangana, Hyderabad. I have visited that place number of times. We used to have workshops there. They are prepared and they are now giving 250 schemes. These 40 schemes are in addition. 250 schemes because Khadi and village industries, silk industries, and many other groups are coming under this category. So MSME should be in business for more than a year to avail of these schemes. And the annual turnover should be greater than 24 lakhs. At this juncture, I'll give an example, even further also I'm going to say, if anybody who starts a startup venture, what exactly required is he need a business plan. Then he definitely need his own registration, all KYC norms. He must have a GST for his company, a PAN card for his company. When you give a startup India web portal, there are 3 portals on that. When they register on that, automatically they will ask you whether it is the LLP or a private limited company. Then only it will be better. They don't recognize much as a sole trader or ordinary partnership. In that case, then they can approach for a Mudra loan. Most of you will be knowing on that. 10 lakhs, 60 lakhs, 1 crore. Without any kind of collateral, they can do. This 24 lakhs is a kind of thing which already a company is existing for last 2 years or 3 years or maybe 1 year. If a company has a turnover of last 3 years substantially well, for example, starting from 25 lakhs to 1 crore or 1.5 crore, 2 crore can be given as collateral, without collateral, as a loan. So these schemes are included under MSME. Just to give you a threshold of the idea of the examples are given. Anyway, I'm covering that later. MSME account for half of India's exports. We are very proud that recently we had 400 billion exports, $400 billion exports we have crossed in India. And more number of areas are concentrating on reducing the imports and increasing the exports. In that category, the role of MSMEs is in a very big way. Working on a global network, the Indian service sector contributes about 75% of total world GDP. As somebody was asking in the morning when I made a presentation, so the world population is 7 billion. And in that, as you know, there are 193 countries plus. Then, now India is coming as a very leading sector in many areas. The new India which you are talking about. Then, 75% of the world GDP, Indian service sector can contribute with more than 70% of the workforce depending on that sector. Having said that, I'll move to the next one. MSME Manufacturing Service, established under MSME Act 2006, many of you know this. Net turnover should not exceed 250 crore because more than that, it comes to a large-scale industry. And large-scale industry cannot get the benefits of certain things which you are going to explain in future. For startups, it is 100 crore. That's the threshold and maximum. A startup can be even with 10 lakhs, 50 lakhs, 1 crore. And when you register as an MSME separate, then again the same registration process will start. And then now you must have the Udayam registration. That is Udyog Aadhaar Memorandum Registration, it's a must. Only manufacturing service industries are covered under trading. Trading companies are not covered. Udayam registration compulsory, but we will see all the process one by one. Total schemes, as I told you now, compiled by National Institute of Micro and Small Medium Enterprise Institute is 250. Under that, there are bifurcations which is coming for agriculture, silk, beef, yarn, khadi. That is another 40 to 50 sub-classifications also there. See the enormous amount of schemes. It is not actually possible within 2 to 3 hours to tell all the schemes, but I will cover whatever is possible. And it is not even easy to cover for a chartered accountant to get knowledge in 6 months' time. Many of them I'm training and many of them are approaching me for in terms of getting the business plan project report. This is one area where a chartered accountant can do excellently well, like getting the project financing, getting the help for them in terms of how do you operate a working capital, how smoothly you function. This juncture itself, I'll tell you, if they cannot able to help like that, definitely, all people are knowledgeable. You got a well-versed expertise of even CPE conducted many times. Even I used to address in Chennai, Madras, Chennai Center here. See, having said all that, many manufacturing companies require our help. That's the main issue. If they don't get the help like that, what happens? They cannot able to perform and they cannot get a loan when it is required. In the process, they become an NPA and NPAs are mounting up. Then again, it's trouble for bankers. Again, they ask us only to do the maneuvering process. So the budget allocation of MSME is a huge one, 21,000 crore in one category. Then recently, because of this COVID, 2 years back, on a special note on 2021 budget, the finance minister has announced 250,000 crore of the export credit guarantee linked scheme, a special scheme. In this scheme, a MSME can get 45 lakhs. There's nothing required. You need to operate. You must have a turnover. You must have a regular supply of. You should have filed IT. You should be in the regular stream. Then 45 lakhs. What exactly is happening is, I'm not blaming any specific individual. Generally, the MSME people approach a bank, and some banks are giving for the same person 5 to 10 kind of 45 lakhs into 5 times, 45 lakhs into 10 times, by creating more different kinds of companies. And what is happening in the long run, neither the banker nor the bank, neither the MSME gains. When it comes into loss, it has gone into the serious case of even CBI of siphoning of funds. We should be very careful in advising people, because people come. I tell most of them, those who come to me for the project financing part, when you go to your doctor, tell the truth. When you go to your chartered accountant, tell the truth, because both of them, unless you tell the truth, nothing is going to happen in the future. You are going to waste that time. A doctor gets completely scanned on all the reports and he can able to evaluate whether he's saying the truth or not. In case of financial spectrum, we need to evaluate very carefully all the documents, because I repeat this. When I was working in Deloitte from 1991, the span of 10 to 12 years, if some 10 people approach, we can trust 7 out of 10, even 8 out of 10. If presently now, but last 4 to 5 years, what I'm saying, if 10 people approach, hardly 1 or 2 are coming with the real system, real truth. 5 or 6 vanish, and the remaining 2 or 3 are giving complete wrong information. To revitalize and do all that is again a strenuous process. In that category, I'm saying plenty of funding is available by government, by IDBI, for MSME. But how do we utilize, how we advise is the most important critical part. That is why I wished when 4 days back, chairman called and said, and I said, fortunately, free leaving, yes, definitely will do. Because this education process awareness is very important for everyone. MSMEs approximately 6.2 crore in India, but hardly some 50 to 60 lakhs only registered. Clear. That's another system which we need to enrich. Registration is a must. This I'm going to tell you is a very important point. Approximately, there was a census survey in 2021, published only this year. 10 crore establishments are there, approximately in India. You take manufacturing, service, trading. I'm talking only private sector. Then you take MSME, SME, large scale industry. 10 crore establishment approximately. For them to cater to the need of financial statement finalization, helping them for financial advice, and then getting into all kinds of systems, including our audit, everything. Somebody has to mute their mic because some sound coming in between. And actually, CS in practice is only 1.25. You have 3 lakh members and 1.25. This figure was given last July in your CA Institute Day by the president, earlier president. Having said that, I'll go to the next one. So, very few chartered accountants practicing, they have to help. For the enormous work, when you take 10 crore establishments, definitely 70 to 80% of 7 to 8 crore groups require our help constantly. Imagine the volume of work. When I come to the next one, I will tell you like this. Udyog registration is must. It's an online registration, no fee. You may be knowing this, Udyog, Aadhaar, Memorandum, it's all Udayam. When you do Udayam registration, automatically MSc certification will come. Not MSc must do, but if you have done MSc certification, they are asking you to do Udayam registration also, because in that case, you have the 2 certificates. It's easy for them to scrutinize and give various schemes under this ambit of MSME. Then the unique number and certificate is given, so the tracing is easy. Easy loan, low interest, no guarantees, no export, full assistance is given, no collateral. As I told you, 45 lakhs minimum. There are different categories where you get 1 crore to 2 crore without collateral. For the last 2-3 years, performance should be good. But it is a system with which the government has completely changed. Therefore, the bankers need to be strict. But at the same time, if the product is good, if the project is good, and in the future, it is going to be a promising one, there is a kind of a system where the banker can take a decision in funding only for a working capital alone. And then he can push for the later part. Sometimes they insist on a collateral, even though you are in the last 2-3 years, but there's a loss in one of the years, they insist on a collateral. But as you all of you are aware, a banker is supported by DAC, GC cover, deposit insurance credit guarantee cover, and the 50% he maintains is the collateral. But the banker can only give funding. A chartered accountant can only give probably a financial statement, advice, starting of a company, registration process, help. Beyond that, today's session should be helpful for you in terms of how well we manage a company, giving our time. It's actually not easy, because we cannot have 24 hours, is it not? You need to have your personal matters, family matters, all that. But many people are troubling at 11 o'clock. Somebody troubled me at night, 1 o'clock also. They need an advice because they have a serious problem. It is not on service tax, it's not on GST. It is actually on how you getting funding, because the month end, they struggle, they get into a problem. At this juncture, I would like to tell you, most of you must be knowing in Guntur, in Andhra Pradesh area, Here, it's a different ballgame in Mumbai and Chennai. Clear. These two are a financial spectrum area, like in Visakhapatnam. Any point of time, suppose in March, you have to pay heavy tax, GST and other thing, but the funding is not available. There are people who can able to fund just like that in one day. And I think you must be knowing, just imagine, somebody goes in the morning, gives the document of the company, get 10 crore, because he has to pay the 10 crore within the day or next day. Later on, he can repay within 3-4 months. If you go to a bank and NBFC, it may take time, minimum 1 month, maximum 3 months time. But for a private person, private financier, it does very fast. It is not advisable, rate of 18% or 24%. But he comes as a God and help, because if you are not paying the tax, penalty, then prosecution, a lot of things are happening. There are avenues like that in order to avoid that. Better, prevention is better than cure. It is better to tell them before how you make a financial planning. We do a lot of training program as in two spectrum. One is personal financial planning for individuals. Second is corporate financial planning, which is wealth management. Now, as I told you just 3-4 minutes before, presently who runs a MSME, maybe a BE, maybe a BTech, maybe an engineer, maybe a doctor who after his practice he starts something of his own. They don't know about the financial spectrum and they don't know about the financial planning. That is where our key role lies. I'll move on and we see how it goes up. So e-certificate is issued within 70 to 30 days and 9 top schemes by Government of India, which is highly vulnerable. You can approach within 3 days, they sanction this loan, provided all the registration process is good. And I'm not saying must be having excellent turnover, excellent profit, EBITDA, all that, not necessary. But basic system should be good. 6.3 crore MSME India has already told you. And recently you would have seen the MSME award was given to Odisha government. The 4 runners are Odisha, Maharashtra and UP. Till 2019-2020 beginning, Tamil Nadu also was included. But it dwindled down for last in 1 year. Maybe it may come up in the future. I will proceed further. What are the loan schemes which are available? I will proceed like that in loan scheme. Then I will give you the various role a chartered accountant can play. Then I am giving the recent developments, latest development, wherein plenty of plethora of opportunities are available. Clear. Only thing after this session, probably chartered accountant cannot sleep. Other than your taxation auditing, one wing you can have for project funding, one wing exclusive for MSME. What I suggest in many of the forum, it is not easy to one individual chartered accountant because they come up, they want to discuss with you and they take your advice. It generally takes 2-3 hours, it may take 2-3 days. You can probably employ an ex-banker or probably at the age of 45 to 60, a person who has worked in industry, get him trained for 2-3 days. Along with you can attend also CP on MSME's program. Then let him be an independent under your control. Why I say this, there are many areas people require help. They struggle. There's a mushroom growth of hospitals, but still people go there. There are mushroom growth of lawyers, and there are a number of acts and laws that have been formed new. They need. So specialization can be done by a lawyer. In this case, over the years, can I say probably 70 years, 75 years plus 1949. Now, still the number of members are not gone up. It's due to some kind of a standard systems which we completely obey, and that's a very good system. But having said that, many people have gone to corporate. Corporate only one CFO can do. When you do practice, more number of people are coming to an auditor to ask advice. So it is a huge sort of opportunities where we need to gear up and then do. So in that case, up to 2 crore without clutter, I already told you. Self-reliant fund scheme, separate Atmanirbhar fund scheme has come. You have seen the Gati Shakti. That's for infrastructure. Infrastructure growth is huge. In that, public sector industries require the help of a chartered accountant, external. He need not be an independent director, it can be an intern external board. Why I say this? You take railways, shipping, airways, then roadways. Tremendous growth is happening. Everywhere people need, a public sector industry need the help of a chartered accountant in terms of how you structure the thing, whether it is being correct or not. Not only the normal audit, it is an elaborate advisory role. Apart from that, one person from Nagpur, 20-30 kilometers from Nagpur, he asked me an help regarding a funding for 100 crore. He is supplying all the stones in center of the track in a railway. 90,000 kilometers is supplying. You would have seen the white and the black stones. Without that kind of stones, 1 feet stones, a train cannot run. You cannot have a track. It's a must. That's a kind of a system which they do. And this man does excellently. And he is funding. Like that, if you take infrastructure industries itself, those who start and develop, they need all kinds of help because they are totally guinea pig. They don't have the knowledge in that. I'll tell you another example. Similar to that place near Kanpur, one ex-pilot officer, well experienced, along with his friend, is starting getting the lease of aircraft and then taking the aircraft from Kanpur or from Mumbai to Northeast. This comes under Udan scheme. Under Udan scheme, if you have a flight and aircraft you are running, 12 crore is given every month by the government as a subsidy. That means approximately 100 crore per annum. You can run if you don't have even a passenger inside, if you run enough. Northeast states, even Tripura, all these remote places, if you are running an aircraft, it is given. That man need funding. That man need after the funding, how to manage the fund, because he's totally new to the accounting, audit, finance, taxation, nothing he knows. How you will know? He's an ex-pilot officer. In that segment, I'm giving only 1 or 2 examples here and there. There are numerous examples where every state, every district, India as a whole, and even union territories, very many opportunities available. And the only thing is, what will happen, you will be overworked. At the initial stage itself, I'll tell you. When you come to MSME Samadhan, is another area which was introduced 1.5 years back. Delayed payment monitoring system. What MSMEs have been given by the Government of India is, if you have a list of customers who are not paying, they are connecting that to the banker. And the banker will have a factoring agent. He can himself be a factory agent, Canara Bank, SBI, or all Can Bank factory agents. He can also have an external person and help them. A factory agent collects the money from the customer on behalf of a particular individual. Take an example from most of you would have seen Chennai to Bangalore highway. There are many industrial estates here. Siddhaseri is industrial estate. And when that place, you have the Hyundai manufacturing company. More than 3,000 small industries, more than 4,500 MSMEs are there. And more than 70% of those people have not collected from the customer. Customers are delaying because of their own problem. So factoring is a very important method. That's why MSME Samadhan is a separate system. You have delayed payment from the customer. You come to this side. Creditors, suppliers need to pay. Creditor, supplier also not paying properly. You need to pay to creditor, supplier, you are not paying properly. You are not getting from the customer. Both sides the schemes have been given under delayed payment monitoring system, which is called MSME Samadhan. To circumvent and do this, MSMEs in many places, definitely they do training program. But attending a 2 days, 3 days training program, the person cannot be fully conversant. So you need an help of a chartered accountant. How I can pay, which is the segment which I can pay. If supply I have to pay in 30 days, Government of India has a separate fund for that. That's why 2,50,000 crore have been allotted. They pay that, collect it later. The customer is not paying. Link that to a bank, or there are separate private agencies called factor agents. If you do the same thing in export, we call forfeiting. That's the only difference. Then you come to loan category. This is another big area which is given as a big list under the latest edition of National Institute of Micro Industries. They compiled everything together as a scheme. Under the 250 scheme, one scheme consists of 18 to 20 areas where covers agriculture alone. Huge category. In agriculture, you buy agricultural equipment. You buy agricultural pesticides. Then the land in which you do. Now we have the modernized system of robotics and also have the drone system. In which category you buy, where you can buy, whether you do a leasing or hire purchase. Then in the loan category itself, for education sector, if it is a service industry sector separate, if you come under National Skill Development Corporations again separate, and then again for housing loan repayment, veterans loan, or for senior citizen, this loan category is separately distinguished for MSME. You come under MSME, you are doing for your own employees, there's a separate category available. That's why I said each category, if you take, that itself will take 5 to 6 hours of training for one. But what can happen is, when we specialize in one area, if you focus totally, that may be very good on that. But I cannot say at this juncture like that, because with 1.25 lakh chartered accountants in practice and with 10 crore, even if a conservative approach of 70% of 10 crore people approach you every day, that's all. Imagine. I have given one character evidence program in the morning where I told them, at present, you require 30 lakh plus chartered accountants. At present, 2022. When I made a presentation like this 5 years back, I told them that time it would be 20 to 25 lakhs. Now it's 30 lakhs. Every time it is growing. But there's a standard by which you have to maintain. That is why all these IT people and this, IT, I'm talking of income tax practitioners and BCom people, they have enormous jobs to do. Probably you can have them with account finalization and doing the GST and other jobs. That is the only way which you can bifurcate. Then credit guarantee scheme. This is not only for paying to suppliers, collecting from customers. This scheme enables a person to run the company with working capital. Without interruption of working capital, he can run. Minimum 45 lakhs. You can have 2 units and show 45 to 45 lakhs. That's the maximum limit. You cannot have 5 units and 10 units in the same banner, or as a sister concern, then do. That is not permitted. And these are all official, comes under banking sector. If all your CMD data, project report is good, within 4 to 6 days, they sanction this loan. Maharashtra Bank, Punjab National Bank, Canara Bank, Access, and then State Bank, all of them are flooded with schemes and money. Only the way we have to approach is important. That is why we need more people to be trained. Now, I will come to the main agenda, then as I move along. See, having said this, in terms of enormous opportunities of starting MSME, before proceeding on to this, I will tell you one thing. You definitely need to help a person to start a business plan. When he start giving a startup, maybe an individual startup, he can also be in under MSME category. Without a business plan, none of the report can be approved. When you come to equity funding, whether it is ACTs or venture capitalists or angel investors, plenty of people available across the globe in India to fund. One group is funding for 1.25 crore for a startup. And they say 15% equity sharing is enough for. The exit rule is only for 10 years. But they don't closely monitor, but the project should be good. For that, business plan, your presentation, a detailed project report, with 10 years financial projection, very important. This, we cannot expect anybody to know about this having studied in a college or having studied in engineering or arts and science college and then coming to this and starting an industry. Probably we can expect only chartered accountants or those who study in all the IIMs. IIT people also may not know. Even IIT management groups are not making familiarized with this for the students. IIMs may know. So a business plan is a must. Then you need to give a detailed project report. Then that person must go and present to the bank as an individual person with a presentation kit. When I say equity, it's not to the bank, it's to the private investors. We have Mumbai investors, we have Chennai investors, all of them are interested to fund. Most of you would have seen the news, IIT Madras, still it is called only IIT Madras, they have a separate incubation center in Taramani, somewhere just 2-3 kilometers before IIT. Those who are good in the project, they give the place, they give salary for 30,000 rupees per month. They say you develop the incubation. After 2-3 years, when you have developed a product of incubation, completely funded by them, 30,000 salary per month, place is given free. After 3 years, the person is completely familiar, then they get the funding also. If it is a 5 crore project, many IIT alumni are there across the globe. They get the total funding. But for that, they engage outside chartered accountants or IIM people to train them in how to create a business plan, how to get a detailed project report, how do you make a marketing presentation for getting the funding. This is one thing which I want to highlight in the beginning, then I'll proceed. For enhancing your profession, very important, kindly attend more number of programs like this. Specifically ask the branch to have 2-3 days full day program, clear? Because then you will get an idea, you will get a CD, you will get a, then you have to continuously go through. Maximum, I feel, with the kind of knowledge which you possess, in 10 to 15 days, you will be thorough on that. You can have one person under you to completely focus on MSME, because we foresee, like many startups and fintech and unicorns are coming, the kind of volume of work will be huge, and they will definitely depend only on Institute of Chartered Accountants of India for the support. The persons who are studying in IIM, I'm doing training for the last 5-6 years, executive program, IIM Bangalore, IIM Kozhikode. Now it's actually online, but earlier I used to go there. Those who do, some people go for a job, some people start up their own. They are self-independent. They don't come outside as a person and practice. Only they come after 10-20 years as a management consultant. That also, they don't concentrate on preparing a business plan for others. That is why there are plenty of opportunities on that. Now, for catering to both manufacturing service sector, when I say this, I'm not bifurcating or removing trading. Trading is also a must. Trading is used in their establishment. You would have seen one example, Reddington, India, 45,000 crore turnover per year. They spend more than 450 crores on CSR itself. It's a Chennai-based concern. It's only trading. They don't manufacture anything. They don't do any service. It's only buying and selling. Trading establishments are huge, but MSME doesn't come under, doesn't cover the trading aspect. But as it is individual, we may be able to do. But if you focus manufacturing service sector, the growth of economy will be different. Bankers will not get affected because of that particular company not repaying the loan and becoming NPA. It's a serious problem all over. Now only from 10 lakh crores of NPA, it has come down to 8 lakh. Still a long way to go. Then entrepreneurs and existing business enterprises need your help every moment. You have to handhold them. You have to give a strong threshold of various areas. Clear. I wish like an MSME separate wing from ICAI New Delhi. You need like a startup also I'm seeing now. You need to have people to train entrepreneurs and business enterprise. Most of the time, management associations used to do. Like what is financial planning? Then how do you manage funding? Everything you need to know. Because in the Aribari type of the manufacturing entrepreneurs, they leave several things and they don't understand the basics of finance itself. Now, when we come for partnering and partaking in nation building for growth of economy, we need to do. Because as in the beginning, President, Vice President, all of them said, one of the important institute which can do in nation building is CA Institute. In that case, every charter accountant required to contribute in that form. Take up that. It's very easy for you to do. Only thing probably just 2-3 days or 1 week concentration is enough. Then this actually was given even earlier. Last July also I made a presentation like this, if you remember. That is why I don't want to change. This I did for 9,800 members across India. The same Delhi Institute only organized that. CA can play a very positive role by acting as mentors in financial planning. Very, very important. When I say mentor, see, people buy, import small items. When they manufacture, they export their items. They don't know what the export credit guarantee schemes are available. And when they start a particular unit, some people have started running the show. They are not taking the parent document where they have started. They have taken the land on lease, constructed the factory running. When you come for equity funding or debt funding, people will be asking whether the particular land is on lease or own. That time the entrepreneur doesn't know. And it's a serious issue, then they cannot get funding. It's a serious problem. So as chartered accountants, we have a greater positive role in developing the entrepreneurs, nurturing them, and also handholding them, giving them a financial plan at different stage. There are financial planners, as you know. And as I told you, again, I repeat, personal financial planning, wealth management, very important. So in financial planning, the opportunities are big. I think the next slide I'm covering, I will do that. CA has developed capacity building measures for enhancement of MSME. That means ICAI Institute has developed the capacity building. Not only today, it has developed long back, and there's a separate committee and separate thing which they are doing. What exactly they are doing is, as a group of MSMEs, as a cluster, if you take different clusters, if you take plastics and silk and silk cloth, Mysore is a cluster. They approach different clusters and say any kind of services which can be availed. This is what you can do. These are the members who are available. I saw this similarly in one sea city. Sea city actually is in Andhra Pradesh. It's a border of Chennai and Andhra Pradesh. You have Sriharikota, then Tirupati, Kalahasti, Sriperumbudur. Central Sea City, you have the Cadbury's India, you have this Caterpillar, you have different types of companies there. I saw that in the factory office, the list of services given and what ICAI is supporting and some few members' name. Where if you have any problem, you can approach them. Because individual members cannot market it. So the institute can able to help with the help of the branch. This is one area where huge opportunities are available and probably members can associate. So actually anybody coming out, passing from CA, whether he gets a job, that's one area. Even if you want to start a practice, just only 3 to 6 months, there's a wonderful opportunity. You have to be very sharp in observing and learning things. Then supporting factor. ICAI MSME portal and certificate courses or this is one special area they have done. You can able to see that. It's a very good move. Business plan project report, they're giving frequently lot of training programs. I myself did training program in ICAI Chennai, SIRC Chennai, on business plan project report detailed one, because it's a very important one. I'm very sorry to say this, but one one person name I'm not naming. He came from Coimbatore. He has one project where he wants to take some 6 crore loan for his client. Then he said, if you are preparing for equity funding, you require detailed project report. If for debt funding, that is not much required. Then he said, I will prepare, but I will not be fully conversant. I'm not blaming anyone. Maybe, probably, he's not fully conversant. I said, no problem. If you are interested, come 1 or 2 days. You can easily learn. You can learn much faster. So I think that area, the institute, as well as the members, must ask for a separate training program for 2 to 3 days. When your area itself, many experts are there, invite them. Just 2 to 3 days enough, you will be master on that. Clear. And there are kind of automatic portals, automatical thing, which you can just incorporate. Then when I come to project financing and VC funding, people are confused with venture capitalists and general funding and angel funding with long-standing project funding. One person from Singapore approached for air ambulance project. He wants to develop this. And what exactly happening? I told him, you give a 1-page teaser, then you must give a snapshot, complete business plan. Every investor is asking the business plan, last 2 important areas, which I like to emphasize on this now. Kindly be very attentive. They are asking, what's the case scenario? In case a person starts and go for a job, then who will take care of this particular company? They are asking, in case you can't able to return my money in 10 years' time. I don't want the money to be returned, but I want the dividend of every year and your growth. Then I'm prepared to funding for further funding also possible. But in case that is not possible, then how it is? So what's the case scenario? The last one they are asking is succession planning. What kind of planning you are going to do for continuing in the organization? Once again, or what is your future plan? This is very important. As I told you, when I traveled from Chennai to Gumudipundi to visit a factory, that man has started one chemical and paper industry some 35, 40 years back. He is in the age of 70 plus. His sons and daughters are now in different countries. They are not interested to continue. That particular industry got closed. His outstanding is more than 32 crore for Canada Bank. So we went for inspection to see whether the funding is possible. But what exactly happened is, he has not planned for a succession. So the industry cannot continue. He is interested to continue, but age is a factor. He doesn't have much strength to continue. And he cannot get further 32 crore. So he wants to sell the particular unit. 2-3 buyers also came there, and finally they said, say everything is scrap and we can give only 2 crore. There is 32 crore to be given to the bank, and there is 2 crore. With many examples, I'm giving only one or two simple examples. That man still cannot able to sell the property in their factory, and the bankers are struggling. It's an NPA. See the chain reaction. When it is like that, the bankers will not fund for other type of industry. So they are specifically asking, what is the worst case scenario mentioned in your project report? What is your succession plan? Most of you must be knowing Sundaram Fasteners started in 1969 by Suresh Krishna, TVS grandson. And then he did his 2 degrees from Germany. He started after, he is now the age of 82. He became emeritus chairman. Over the years, he developed an excellent company. Started in Germany, started in China, basically started in Chennai with 4-5 places in India. I visited some of the places, Puducherry, and then Pondicherry is called Puducherry now, and then Chennai. He developed 2 of his daughters excellently well, and both of them are MDs now. They manage the entire show. you need to have a professional practice, business practice, and develop either a family member or outsider and have a succession plan. Because that requires a company to be long-standing and sustainability. And bankers will be appreciating you. Any kind of equity investors will appreciate you. Employees will not struggle. It is not a starting one thing and then closing it down. In that, chartered accountants have a greater role. See the intention of the person who starts and emphasize on him. It must go into his mind. Sustainability is a key factor. You cannot just let that close it. Closing means not only that particular area suffers, economy suffers, bankers suffer. When banker money suffers and NPAs mount up, who is going to suffer? It is going to affect everyone, every area. So I wish I emphasize on that particular area, then I proceed to next one. So as I already told you, this is one area which already I have said, I will run through. Business plan, detailed project report, working capital planning, very, very important. Most of the employees are not paid. You would have seen the Ford case, Ford manufacturing. Chennai is a manufacturing hub in terms of automobile, if you know. Ford manufacturing now closed down. They have not made a serious decision. But Tata is taking up in North India one plan in Gujarat. He is about to take up this plan, but the government initiatives are not good, so it is getting delayed. Think of the 45,000 employees, how they are going to struggle. It's a serious issue. You cannot replace them and give another job, because having worked there for more than 25, 30 years, how you can replace them with any other company, unless you have the kind of capacity where the company is also there. Then working capital planning, data status, and kind of salary structure, definitely our role should be a greater role in playing. You better take a stick to your client and tell them this is how you should do. If you obey, it is good. Because many people think of their own without knowing what is basic finance. And ultimately, they are in struggle. Asset management, export promotion scheme, in that, see, as an export promotion advisor, is a separate area of which needs to be addressed. Now, probably 3-4 days back only, we have seen the Prime Minister inaugurating a Vigyan Bhavan and a separate portal in New Delhi. Export is a separate wing. As I'm telling now, probably many people have noted down, you can take the slides. As a chartered accountant in 1950s, Harvard Institute, up to 70s, dimension was different. 70s to 90s, it was slightly different, with some 20% more work was enhancing. 90 to 2010 was different. More than 60-70% of the diameter was increasing. Now completely different. In that, you can have different divisions, different departments. One person can manage with number of people who are coming out from MBAs, different colleges, or cost accountants, or different people who definitely need your help in terms of employment, in terms of training them. Opportunities can be segregated. You can share. You can have a control. Give them. That is what all the big fives are doing. Deloitte or Grant Thornton, everybody is doing. Big companies are doing. Probably in that case, I thought export promotion is a huge area, very good opportunity. Budgetary forecast. There is one area including capital budgeting. I'm not repeating. None of the industries know. Definitely they don't know. They will ask you what is capital, what is budgeting. Separately they will ask you. And only thing they will learn somewhere ROI and IRR. Without that, they don't know further. We need not educate them, but probably we can tell them, sensitize them how to do. One of the technology person in Chennai who attended my workshop some 4 years back, he took me to his company. What exactly he's doing is, he had a tie-up with Tally. And he had an excellent mechanism. Everybody, every organization can see the P&L balance sheet, trial balance, same night in the mobile. You can see trial balance, profit and loss balance sheet the same day. And that way, customized with the ERP package that each and everyone can do. In that case, if they do, what happens is your job will become much more easier in terms of finalization. At this juncture, I would like to give you one more example. As I told you now in Chennai to the Hyundai group on the Bangalore highway, more than 5,000 companies, they don't have accountants. Here, it's a pitiable state. BCom, they study and come. And even recently, I saw one person came and asked for some one or two doubts when he was talking with 1 or 2 hours with me. I took class, become long back. But since I know, I told them, unfortunately, still the syllabus is same. And they don't know what is tally. They don't know how to link with the bank, how to do with GST, everything. They come out. How they can become an accountant in a manufacturing concern or an ordinary trading concern. So one person started some 22 years back, maintaining finalization of accounts with 4 or 5 companies. Now he's having 5,000 to 6,000 clients. Doing all finalization, he himself will do. Finally, he will take 2-3 chartered accountants. And they will have their wing certify. After checking everything, they will certify. Because this person is not a chartered accountant. So, and what happened after 22 years, when I met him some 18 years back, now again I met him, he said, I have some 200 people working with me. It's a good thing. You have a very big unit and doing that. So accounting aspect is the huge one which people need to know. So budgeting is an advanced level. And then now I'm adding this, the recent development of MSME. Due diligence and review audit is very, very important. Why they're insisting on the government is most of the MSMEs, they start jubilantly, register, get a Udayam registration and vanish. Within 3 months, 6 months time, we don't know where they are vanishing. It's a statistics given by CMIE and also registered companies. 45% of the private limited companies which register within a year, they are not finding the ROC, they exist or not. That is why the serious step has been taken last 2-3 years. Shell companies have been closed. Private companies are becoming more strict. You would have seen the last year, 2021 February, CSR activities have become very strict. Compliance procedures have become very strict. Due diligence, review, it's a very important concept. Now they are going to link with insurance sector, banking sector, like they're linking the Aadhaar card and telling them each person, when they are getting into red signal, sensitize them. You cannot make more NPAs. It's a good system. Some advanced countries have that system, but I wish it should have come earlier. At least now it has come. So due diligence, we have a different system as already you know. I wrote a big article on that. Forensic audit, forensic accounting, investigation audit. But that comes later, the postmortem. What we are talking due diligence reviews every day, every week. It's actually easy. When I say this tally is being done and you're getting in a mobile every day. When Adayar Grand Sweets and Snacks, you must be doing A to B. That owner sees what kind of supplier, what kind of systems are available, how much every day, night, 11:30, he sees in his bigger screen. That means the accountant sends like that. He has big units. You must have been knowing more than 10, 15 in Chennai itself and more than 20, 25 in Bangalore. Many places, everything he sees at 11:30 night. And after that only goes for sleep. But he gets a clear picture. So things are possible and available. Having said that, I'll go to the next slide. Financial modeling is very, very important. There are people now available with data analytics, artificial intelligence, machine learning, developing financial modeling. If you have a MSME medium units, which costs 100 crores, and also have large scale industry, you may definitely read the financial modeling. We can sit and learn probably 2 to 3 days because you have SAP, you have all kinds of system. But that is one thing. How many things we learn is a question mark. You can have an expert, BTech or BE, who easily can learn financial modeling. Probably I tell them 10, 15 years back, do a CFA program of USA or a CAA program or have a CISA also. In that information security audit, financial modeling, more people are required. Last 6 months back, Deloitte, Canada, Deloitte, UK, have taken only engineers with a background for financial modeling in the technical area. What they do, they give intensive training in financial aspects of 1 month. This is going to be a big aspect in banking sector with the digital transaction crossing 10 lakh crores. With UPI and all this Google Pay, Rupee Pay, everything has come. The kind of dimension which is going to come is a big one. Clear? So standard operating procedures can be given. SAP is a very important concept. Small packages are there. You can probably, why I'm saying this, we cannot do everything sitting in one office and having control, probably. Engineers who are coming out, many engineering colleges already started training data analytics. And if you know, IIT Madras has a separate course. Probably if you don't know, I will use this forum and tell you, those who study BCom or BA corporate anything, they can simultaneously study the data analytics course, BSc Data Analytics, online program. 250,000 seats are available. Fees you must only incur in IIT Madras, but it's a normal one. They have opened up. When Mr. Kamavoti, Dr. Kamavoti is the director of IIT Madras, he gave a presentation and he told very clearly, any homemaker, any person can do this course sitting online only, and you get an IIT certification. BCom with the BSc Data Analytics of IIT Madras, a excellent combination for a bank. That kind of people can do financial modeling because already they study some areas. One must only give a paper of financial management concept, something more. Then easily they can do. Assess the design and operative effectiveness of internal control system. This we are already doing internal audit, but MSMEs require more specific thing because huge volumes are coming. As I told you, a railway compartment has 2,700 components. One person from Ambattur, this is a big industrial estate in Chennai, he is doing some 200 components for one compartment. Imagine the kind of train system. That means he is doing 200 components at a fraction of 1 hour, or a 1 hour system. When he gets an export order, it is 3 times of that. Then the kind of component, the kind of system, the working capital, everything need to be assessed. You can have an internal control system for him and tell them. That will help them to plan well, advance in some 22 departments under them. It's a very small scale unit. His investment is only hardly 45 to 50 lakhs. We got them under this turnover scheme of 2 crore without collateral. The last year turnovers are good. No collateral required. But how to manage the fund and how to move along, I told him your internal auditor or probably external auditor can help you in having internal control system. In case there's a drawback, there can be a red signal or a green signal, then you try to move along. Now we started doing that. Normal system, as you know, all the MSMEs, SME, startups, and as it is now unicorn, fintech, everything require their normal accounting, auditing, taxation, which you are all familiar, and that will have a huge opportunity always. Personal financial planning, enterprise planning, plus there are 34 other services required for connecting with that, like personal taxation. Somebody is getting funding from Scotland, from UK, how to repay that, or how to monitor, which is the board which will get sanctioned, like that. Then corporate wealth management. This particular segment emphasizing more, so it's a huge opportunity available. Now, Having said that, what are the scope unexplored? Now, I have given a clear picture of how MSME was formed, what are the various areas, what are the schemes available, like ECLG scheme or Samadhan, schemes are available. Each scheme, you can have now the comprehensive book has been published recently, National Institute of Micro Small Enterprises, Small and Medium Unit Enterprises, NISIT, it's called MI NISIT in Hyderabad. You can ask for a copy, even online copies are automatically available. Only thing, there are 250 schemes or 40 sub-schemes. And then the booklet itself is a huge one. Specifically, any specific scheme a person is approaching, you can probably associate and do. This is one area. Or you can approach people like mentors and advisors. They are all available in all the central regions, southern region, and each principal city is available. In your place also they are available. Visakhapatnam, Vijayawada, Hyderabad, Guntur, everywhere people are available. MSME have a sub office. They have mentors and advisors now. But now, starting from 2022 after April, what are the scopes which are unexplored? I have given you certain areas which I will read out for your information. Each and every area have very good use opportunity. Number of MSME in India increased by a compounded growth rate of 18.5%. That means you have a tremendous growth, and each industry in different dimension: textile, automobile, defense, aircraft maintenance. Aircraft maintenance is going to come in a big way in Bangalore outskirts, which is actually not there in India till now. People have to take the aircraft only outside, either USA or Canada or UK or Russia. Now we don't have that. They're going to make a very big establishment. Defense, infrastructure. It is not that you develop a house, you develop a construction industry. Then you have to maintain it continuously. So the compound growth annual rate tells us that there's a huge scope in each segment. If you take the financial year, loan dispersal, the MSME stood at 9.5 trillion. Imagine there's a huge increase. That means bankers need your help. Individuals need your help in terms of how to get a loan, how to repay. Then what is the structure of repayment I can do? If I ever lose those OD or CC limit, then can I enhance that? How to enhance without giving further collateral? All these people will come and trouble you. MSME ministry, it's 5 statutory bodies. Each statutory body has number of schemes. And each scheme, people are availing. If you take 6 lakh villages in India, many villages are availing the Khadi village industries. That is why this time you must be knowing is a tremendous sales growth in Khadi industry. And NSI, NIMSME, that's what I was mentioning in Hyderabad, MIRG scheme. This is also micro government rural research scheme. And it's a separate wing was formed recently for research and development in space and technology and in defense. Clear. That separate corridor is found in Salem in Tamil Nadu and in Avadi in Chennai. And they're going to another form, one more thing in Madhya Pradesh, I think. So these different schemes are available. People, small units can avail that. For that, the small units are uneducated people. When I'm talking about village and district people, they are uneducated. They need our help. Clear. God has given us this kind of qualification only to help others, is it not? As a service to society, you can do for that. But actually, for all this, the fees will be paid by Government of India. We need not worry. That is clubbed along with that. Only thing, general kind of fees we cannot charge, but it is being paid. Nothing is free. Then these bodies are responsible for aiding MSMEs with respect to government schemes and policies. Correct. It has to go to the grassroots level. That is why I said the 2 themes of this International MSME Day is, as your chairman rightly said, resilience and rebuilding. First basic is public awareness. Many of the schemes people may not know. See, leave alone your educated people. Those who are in villages, completely they don't know. You can have small group in villages, district center to develop. But again, the state governments have to take that initiative and then do. Having given, because I have a lot of things to say in terms of scope and explore, clear. So I will proceed further. In terms of scope and explore, July 21, the Indian government announced inclusion of retail and wholesale trades as MSMEs to strengthen the sector and boost economic growth. Here, the government has announced inclusion of retail and wholesale trades as MSMEs. That is, only the retail and wholesale trade conducted by MSME manufacturing unit, not as a trading establishment. It is given for boosting. But what they say, you come under microfinance. Clear, small traders, and those microfinance people will be connected to one of the wing under IDBI, which comes under MSME for specific funding. Otherwise, you need not register under MSME. So this needs a separate thing, but there are kind of regulations which are coming from MSME, still as it has not come. They are given this, but the outline has been given. To my knowledge, nobody has availed this particular scheme so far. But micro small finance schemes, 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs are given for small traders. Tell them to do trading. But they need not register under this category. So budget allocation for MSME is more than doubled. That means imagine, as I told you, 2,50,000 crores for retail for this ECL scheme. 21,000 crore every year they allocate the budget. This year they enhanced more. And they say we have a cushion of another 1,50,000 crores to be allocated for more MSMEs. That means they want more people to come under this registration. And they foresee startups will come under this category very shortly. In 6 months or 1 year, all the startups will register MSME because more incubation centers are being started. Under Atal incubation scheme, Atal Bihari Vajpayee scheme, there's a separate incubation center where the government is funding. They have identified some 1,000 incubation centers. They are funding 10 crore to 100 crore for each incubation center, up to 200 centers. 2-3 centers are in Mysore, 2 are in Coimbatore district, 2 are in Andhra Pradesh. So actually, they are actually funding associated with the college. In November 2021, the Indian government launched a special credit linked capital subsidy scheme. This scheme is not like the earlier credit guarantee scheme, it's a subsidy scheme for the capital itself. As I told you now, in case of Udan scheme, it comes under this category. If a person is starting an aircraft and probably he wants to send for Northeast, even within the other states you want to do, then the capital investment subsidy is completely given. And this is given in a phased manner. This one example I give you, 100 crore they are giving per annum. And you can lease a aircraft and then probably you can send to the Northeast. In case of sometimes passengers are not available, then also no problem, you're getting funding. The main thing is you have to sustainability, you have to run the show. Like this, if you take Udan scheme, it's a lot of schemes are available. They give training for people to work in coffee shops, people to work in restaurants, and all the training is completely free. So this scheme will enhance the enterprise sector. As I'm telling you now, like you have this Swiggy, Zomato, Zepto, all these people are in a shop. When you order, somebody has to come and deliver. The delivery pattern, logistics systems, people have to be employed. For that, separate schemes are available under MSME to promote that, for buying a vehicle, to train that person, to pay that salary, and for 1 year, even holiday period is being given. This is one area which service sector's growth will be wonderful. And when you come to the recent developments, I think I have time. Probably another 15 minutes, 20 minutes I will cover. Probably then you can ask your questions also. Recent developments, there are very big areas. I have, see, actually, if you say more than 70 to 80 areas I've got, but I have given very few for you to think over. In Union Budget 2021, the government announced funds worth 10,000 crore for guarantee emergency credit line. those who need emergency credit, because that time industries were having shutdown, lockdown, and you cannot pay to the supplier. Then future the supplier will not supply. You cannot compel the customer to pay. You are in a difficult situation. Think of Karur, Tirupur, Coimbatore, important belt. In Tirupur, many people are manufacturing, as you know, textile, t-shirts, all innerwear, all dhotis, everything. They get export order and they have to manufacture. But unless they get the raw material, they cannot do that. How they get the raw material unless they pay to the supplier? So this scheme was excellently been introduced. Exact timing was good, 2021. And what happened? That is why we sustained last 2 years with so much of difficulty. We sustained in every aspect. And the international people are now looking us at a surprise. When you gear up, finance is the lifeblood. If the government is able to get that kind of funding, your uninterrupted manufacturing system goes on. And then your customer, you avail the line of credit or letter of credit and tell them to pay before. So this is happening. This happens not only in vaccines and medicine, in all the textile, agricultural products, organic agricultural products, and it's a huge thing is being developed. We must thank God for saving the last 2 years and doing that in a very systematic way. It's a cooperation of the Indian government and cooperation of all the Indian people. When you take the next one, number 22, Small Industry Development Bank of India, SIDB, they made a pact with Google to pilot special impact lending with financial assistance up to 1 crore. This is specifically given a subsidized interest rate. You will imagine, it will be surprising. 6% to 7% only per annum interest rate. In that 50%, the government gives also subsidy. So what will happen? First 1 year's holiday period, you start functioning along with Google funding, you get a 1 crore, and then you can be a startup. Who has availed this loan? Many have availed this loan. Recently, probably 7 months to 8 months back, you would have seen in news, one young boy, 9th standard he finished. He invented one system like our mobile, a small device, which can be an hard disk. You need not have big hard disk. This hard disk will have every capacity. You need not have a monitor. If you have a glass in your house, that glass door, glass window, you can have the glass door as a monitor. You can have this mobile hard disk in your hand, operate. And he has been appreciated by central government and state government. He is getting this kind of funding. Many venture people are interested. Now he is trying how to simplify MS Word, MS Excel in a much better way, because those are all Microsoft device, Microsoft software. He is developing of his own. It's nearby Salem in a small village. He is studying, and so like this encouragement should be given. Further, they made an impact SIDB and Google, and they are funding. See, 1 crore category, plenty of things are available. People can come, we have a business plan, project report, automatically get the 1 crore, but monitoring system, they associate the charter owner and say, please monitor, due diligence. And because the funding can be given, should be used in productive purpose, that they want us to monitor. This is one area which I want to highlight, because not only getting funding sequence everything, monitoring system also has to be done. Then the next recent development is 2021 digital freight forwarder. Freightwala launched a shipment tracking service. This you would have seen like FASTag. Any shipment has to be tracked. And this tracking service is given for MSME exporters and importers based on predictive analytics. Like data analytics, one of the software systems is predictive analytics to help businesses tackle risks associated with shipment delays and improve supply chain efficiency. They want more people to operate in India's semiconductors and this kind of tracking system. This works under artificial intelligence, and data analytics. So predictive analytics is one of the theorem of data analytics. So they want more people on this. For that, again, like your Microsoft and the Bill Gates Foundation and the Google are interested in funding. Minimum is 1 crore. They say maximum go up to 100 crore. One of the chartered accountants who was not in practice, who is doing technically, approached me 2 years back. Now he got the funding of 75 crore. He is developing a special app for this. Tracking from your place either to carriage or to the warehouse, to the shipyard, to the dockyard, to the railway, or even for aircraft. That's a wonderful app which he has created. That tracking system will be good. His project is about 75 crore and he got 70 to 80% funding he got. The remaining will come very slowly because funders usually, just like that, don't fund fully. They observe, they monitor, in a phased manner they fund. Now about 2021, cash invoice, supply chain financing, SCF platform, announced that 8 MSMEs with over 10,000 crore worth of financing in the year ahead. See the kind of schemes government is associating with, and under the Ministry of MSME, you would have seen the minister, the state minister, Minister of State, always on toes, because this directly comes under the purview of Prime Minister in terms of every day you need monitoring of how many MSMEs, how many schemes have been availed, how many people are doing that, what is the scheme link, everything. So each and every new scheme which is embraced in advanced countries are being taken up by these people under a special research team, and they want to implement in India. It's a wonderful cash invoice scheme. In this scheme, the supplier will be paid exactly on the date, even much earlier. He will be willing to supply. And the customers are being monitored and given a signal to pay before. This is an automatic tracking system incorporating cash invoice. Just like we are seeing digital transaction, fast track, a lot of new developments are coming up. Having said that, I will go to the next one. Recent developments. September 2021, Aerospace Engineers Private Limited, a Tamil Nadu-based MSME, secured a contract from Boeing to produce and supply critical aviation components. This was actually November 2021, but in last 6 months, there are 5 such groups which have started. Most of them are in Ambattur. The Avadi is a defense factory, you must be knowing. Like Nagpur Defense Factory, Avadi is a defense factory, it's there more than 50 years existing. Then, and their other sub-units are started in Sea City. So growth of this aerospace engineer is going to be a big one. When I said maintenance of aircraft is going to come in Bangalore, then imagine. Till now it is not there. We're about to start in Hyderabad, that Begumpet earlier. But they stopped that particular thing 10, 12 years back. They couldn't do. It's not easy. Maintenance of aircraft is a separate subject by itself. And now they're going to start. So huge opportunity. In that, they need financial help from us, not only in terms of funding. They need a continuous help of project report, financial projection for next 10 years, how it is going to be, what kind of further investment is required, complete data financial planning. September 2021, Walmart and Flipkart announced the completion of first phase of training. 2020 MSMEs under Vriddhi scheme. This is a special scheme for all the suppliers. Suppliers need to know the blockchain technology. They need to know the supply chain technology. They need to know the blue ocean strategy. For all that, in one place in Chennai, which goes Oragadam, Kanchipuram. If you know, Kanchipuram is a very famous place. The Oragadam, we have Nissan Automobile Manufacturing. There are some institutes specifically designing this kind of training for MSMEs. And they give a practical training in the afternoon in all the industries. Many industries are there. Apollo tires are there. We have big groups on that group area, and they associate with that and they train them. This is one area what Walmart Flipkart is doing. And it's a useful thing. September 2001, Flipkart introduced Flipkart Boost, to help digital first consumer brands and empower MSMEs. And in the same September, HDFC Bank collaborated with National Small Industry Corporation to offer credit support to micro, small, medium enterprise. And for that, I was told 30,000 crore given special fund by HDFC clear. And the government says, if you can able to mobilize 30,000 crore and generate in after next 1 year, 15 to 20% of that will also be funded extra to 30,000 crore by Government of India. So Government of India, Ministry of MSME has a separate wing for funding this itself. It funds through SIDBI, IDBI, State Bank, and now it's also operating through HDFC Bank. See the kind of promotion activities is happening. And for this, I was told by one regional manager of HDFC Bank, they need a team of chartered accountants to monitor and help how it is going to do. It is not like you're just like with bank audit and other things, but they need consultants. I can say in general, the consultants can be technically sound or even management oriented. And here there is a scope. If we have time, we can able to do on that. And then recent development, Amazon India into Digital Kendra in Surat. Its first brick and mortar resource center to assist Kiranas, small business to go digital. When the country is going on complete digital, the kind of vegetable vendor who is coming in my street, she has a UPI code. She says, we'll give you, you pay UPI. I will not take cash. Not taking cash in the pocket has helped a digital transaction in a big way. It has given two repercussions. You are not taking huge cash in the pocket. So you are not attracting thieves. The second part, many people say, many servant mates say, I don't carry cash. So better my husband doesn't come and beat me. He doesn't take the cash to the task mark or for the for taking drinks. So two things are covered by digital transaction. You are safe on the road because you are having only card or you don't have even a card. You can have just a mobile, show in the UPI and the code automatically pay. Even smart vendors, everybody is having. And you don't give the cash to servant maid, they are safe. They say it is in the bank. I cannot give that to my husband. So number of people are more workers are coming. They are not going to Taskmark. Taskmark is one of the area of this kind of Iraq and drinks in Tamil Nadu, if you know. I don't know the place in Guntur. Probably many shops can be closed in the future. It's good for the economy. In terms of more drunkards will not be there. I said in that sense. The Federation of Indian Export Organization, FIO, signed a memorandum of understanding with Armax India Logistic Company to support MSME exporters in India. Logistic exporters, if you are an established place, they give rental free, they give the transportation of your goods from that place to shipyard. In some cases, about 200 kilometers. Like you take Tuticorin Airport, Tuticorin Seaport, and then Chennai Seaport. You have to carry 100 kilometers, 80 kilometers away. In that case, logistic service providers are being given. You can pay even after 2 months. Fast tag, everything is being done. So smooth flow is being done. This is a new area which has come and tracking system has come. It's an excellent opportunity for development. That means young people, I'm not saying only chartered accountants, anybody can probably enter under our control, but definitely monitoring system can be done only by established professional people like us. June 2021, Tide, a UK-based business financial platform, announced to invest 1,000 crore in India over the next 5 years to tap the rising SME, small and medium enterprises market. Having said all these decent developments, there are much more, but I will stop with it because it may be a strain for you. With the last slide which I am showing now is service industry. The benefits of registration for service industry is collateral-free loans, protection against delays in payment from companies, right of securing government tenders, concession, as I told you, electricity, rental charge, logistics, supply from your, after you manufacture, you have to deliver, take a Sivagasi, cracker workers, then the matchbox. From that to take critical import, you definitely need logistics service. Everybody cannot afford. At a construction rate, credit assistance from NIC, SIDB, CGST schemes, clear. Support in marketing of your product, combining digital marketing schemes. There are many digital output startups have come. They can associate if you are a service industry register under MSME registration or Udayam registration. Refund and exemption and statutory fees, ISO registration. Like what I am saying is, if you take ISO or a trademark registration, if you are a MSME registered unit, if your trademark or branding you require to pay, for example, 50 lakhs, 20% subsidy government is giving. The remaining 80%, they themselves pay 50% of that. That means if you take 20%, 50 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 40 lakhs, 50% of that. 20 lakhs given by the government itself. The remaining 20 lakhs you pay in 4 years' time or 5 years' time. So an MSME wants to trademark or any kind of food specialty registration, then you can do that straight away. You need not worry that you don't have any money. In a phased manner, it's being tracked and given. Like this, there are several schemes which I want to highlight. Whatever I've gathered over the years and whatever gathered in recent development, I just shared with an intellectual group. It's a very big area, clear. Even if you take 4 to 5 days of each 5 hours, it will be useful, but only we need to have time, clear. And other than that, how do you monitor the future? By having one person who is not connected to audit, he can be an audit clerk or can be an ordinary assistant, train them, educate them next 2-3 months' time, have it as a separate desk forum in your office, because I foresee, and all of us foresee, huge opportunities ahead on this. And when you train them, good number of clients will come to you. Let him take the first part and do all preliminary work, help them. The advisory role and the kind of financial planning under the helm, they trust only you as a professional. So kindly do that and be happy with the wonderful International MSME Day as it is now. And any questions, definitely welcome. Thank you for the opportunity once again. I wish I have covered certain areas to my knowledge. I leave the forum now for any questions, please.
Thank you, sir. Subramanian, sir.
Thank you.
Dear members, if you have any doubts on this MSME session, you can please raise in chat box. With that, Subramanian sir can reply to those questions.
Yes, currently. I think this camera is not working. Is now operating the camera. Yes. Any questions available? You can see even now, even later also through your branch. Most welcome. We are there to serve. Clear, and whatever little I know, I can able to help.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Dear members, do you have any questions on the session?
Now, once again, hold on. Now. Oh, the camera was not coming. I was just asking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No questions has been raised by members.
Oh, they're all full with knowledge.
They are aware of that. They are very happy with your explanation. And thank you, members. Thank you for your listening. And
So, dear members, any doubts?
Actually, the area is very huge, very big, clear. They are very knowledgeable. Only thing is, after today, number of doubts will come.
yes, sir.
Is it not? From tomorrow, when you take each scheme, see, it is not even a ministry would have struggled there. 250 schemes and another 45, 50 is sub-scheme. It's not easy. There must be a team to work there. You can probably go through whenever you find time from tomorrow and approach through, because many people, when I address many forums, they approach later and they need to know. We are here to help. Here.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Dear members, thank you for your listening. And Subramanian sir has enlightened us in MSME. What are all the what are all the subsidy MSME programs available, and plus we thought you people has enlightened, you people has enough knowledge, got enough knowledge on MSME resources. Thank you, Subramanian sir. Thank you for.
Thank you, Subramanian sir. Thank you for your valuable time, and your knowledge is incredible, sir. Incredible, really. So definitely our members are enlightened regarding this MSME and how CS can advise the clients regarding this MSME on all the areas you have taken up. We hope, we wish to see you physically in Guntur in future, sir, regarding these MSME programs. And thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, dear members, for your patience, listening and participation. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.